Hey friends, in today's video I'm going to highlight my Gyrfalcon build. Gyrfalcon, however you pronounce it. Just going to let somebody correct me so that we can up the comment engagement rate for the algorithm. Anyhow, you see the stat splits, I'll tell you what I've been up to. So how Gyrfalcon works is after coming out of invis, you get a damage bonus. And so if you shoot your weapon, you're not immediately going to get the damage bonus, it's like a quarter second after. So if you shoot a grenade launcher, the travel time of the projectile until it touches the target could activate the perk. And that's the whole idea here. At the very least, they're going to be big damage by the grenade launcher, and you just clean up across the map with Rat King, reload, get your health back, go invis, which thus activates the perk again. This is my short range version. If I want a long range version, I go Syncopation and Fighting Lion. It makes a lot more sense to do it that way. And so to accommodate that, I swap some mods, and I'm going to show you exactly how I build this. I was initially going to load into a Rumble game, but I didn't want to be a menace. I've been playing a lot of Trials, and I finally tuned my armor to have the stat splits that I want for Trials. I just haven't upped the light level to do so. So I have played a lot of matches. Let's trialsreport.com. Let's see what I've done today. It's loading. So here we go. We have put 98 on the Rat King, 56 on the Punching Out, and 35 on the Arbalest this weekend. In Freelance, most of my losses this week were due to me killing 2 out of the 3 opponents and then seeing my 2 teammates as far back in my spawn as possible. That's usually what contributes to a loss. You can solo win on your own with this loadout, and I was doing it. I was also using Khepri Sting. I think in an optimal team composition outside of the Freelance playlist, it's going to compose of a Gyrfalcon or an Omnioculus and a Khepri Sting. You need 2 of those 3 things. And for the third teammate, it's either a clone, so a second Khepri or a second Gyrfalcon, and maybe a Sentinel Titan, maybe a Solar Hunter with some sort of Radiant to help make the grenade launcher kills more consistent, or the Arbalest body shots more consistent, that type of thing. Could even be a Lumina Warlock if you want to race for getting the fastest supers. You could be really flexible here. Point is, the bread and butter of the team is going to be Gyrfalcon and a Khepri, since I believe that it is the strongest for elimination right now. So let's talk about the mods. Double sidearm targeting, sidearm loader, double sidearm unflinching, quick charge. Apparently, this does improve the handling of sidearms. It just doesn't say so. Haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm keeping it there anyway since I plan to swap for fusion rifles whenever I get a better fusion rifle. So if it works, that's great. If not, I'll save it there for a fusion anyway. Then we have swift charge, so that multi-kills with the sidearm charge me with light. And then I have high energy fire, but I could go surprise attack if I really want to. But remember, surprise attack does not work for my salvager salvo, which could be useful for getting a one-shot kill. And I know that a direct impact with salvager salvo is always a one-shot kill, maybe outside of like they have an overshield in PvP or something like that. What you're trying to accomplish with Gyrfalcon is to slightly miss your opponent, but still get a one-hit kill. It does like 187, so it's not going to really one-shot everybody, but with power level enabled in Trials, you might hit 188, 189, they might be damaged slightly, and then once they die, Salvager Salvo activates Chain Reaction, and then the second person gets splashed, making for an easier Rat King cleanup. If you could have an optimal tube, I think you go multi-kill clip, any perk here, but I prefer auto-loading, proximity grenades, and I have not done the testing to tell you whether or not you should go velocity or blast radius. I did like proxy, but I always had to clean up with the Rat King. The proxy could not stand on its own, which is why I was going to recommend multi-kill clip. And then if you have a Radiant teammate, that multi-kill clip one should be able to one hit on its own, which means you could just use it as an extended shotgun. So that's my recommendation. You can do Vanguard Strikes for the solar one, or you could go Truth Teller and then go Harmonic Siphon to create orbs with double kills. I think Truth Teller is more worth it, and you can get that from the Dares of Eternity. So this would be rotation 3. I think we're on rotation 1 right now. So Truth Teller on rotation 3. So let me quickly show off what I do whenever I see a long range map or the need for repulse rifle. I just switch the mods and the weapons like this. This goes to Harmonic since I use Fighting Lion and it's Void. Then I switch to Pulse Targeting. Radiant Light stays. On the chest piece, we change to Taking Charge since we could make an Orbalite and that could be High Energy Fire. Then finally, the gauntlets change from Sidearm Loader to Pulse Rifle Dexterity, since you are swapping from the Fighting Lion to the Syncopation. So the idea with this build is just keep peppering them with Fighting Lion. Eventually you will build up Frenzy, which will allow for 2 taps on the Syncopation, and Hipfire makes for having a bigger field of view and easy use firing from the hip. Makes more sense when Fighting Lion takes out like 90% of their health with Gyrfalcon. So if this were the opening trials round, this is how I would go. I would not try to invis initially, I would use my marksman dodge for that. So this is how it would look. Slide out, shoot the Fighting Lion, try to get a ricochet or something, immediately dodge to get the next bullet loaded. Now shoot for like a medium target so that the damage boost happens at the same time. Clean up with the pulse. Fighting Lion gets automatically reloaded because that's how Fighting Lion works. Then you look for the next target, and you could even shoot, dive, come out again, clean up. Fighting Lion gets reloaded again. You can cancel a spike grenade animation by having the opposite weapon you want out. So if I want to shoot my pulse at the player, I would do something like shoot Fighting Lion, sprint forward a little bit, throw that grenade, swing the corner, use the pulse rifle. Even if the grenade kills him, Fighting Lion still gets automatically reloaded. So there's a lot of flexibility with how you can manage chaos with this build. Ultimately though, Syncopation is a fantastic pulse rifle that recently its archetype got buffed. It's just shy of a 2-tap, but with Gyrfalcon, it's always a 2-tap, so this build kind of makes sense. You could, of course, keep Salvage or Salvo on, and then run, like, No Time to Explain. That's also perfect. I'll show you what I got going with Khepris real quick. This is normally, like, 10, 6, 9, once I do the fragments correct. So that's the Khepri Sting. Goes Radiant Light somewhere. Yeah, usually doesn't like this. So that's what I recommend for a Khepri Sting if you're trying to go the optimal team comp. You're going to be going Arbalist plus maybe Drang, or you go Punching Out like I have here. Ideally, I want a kill clip perk, but Harmony does come up and you can delete some people. I think Lorenz is also fine, and you could also go Allied Demand. Should have mentioned that earlier, that Allied Demand is an option if you want it to be with Fighting Lion, since Gutshot Straight is a 4-tap. So the way it would probably go down is you Fighting Lion somebody, shoot 1 bullet, a sidearm, clean it up, their teammate swings the corner, and you just put 4 into the body. Okay, so you see how I have like 110 mobility right here once I lost the extended invisibility fragment? What you do is you just change your class item, and there you go. Now you have much better stat line for being in the fight more often. Sometimes you want extended invis, other times you don't, just due to the nature of Gyrfalcon. So for example, we don't have the extended invis, it's only 5 seconds. So what I could actually do is just wait for it to naturally go away. That way when I peek the corner, I don't have to give my position away. Also know that if you're trying to do radar manipulation, I want you to pay attention to the top left screen where you see the blue Dorito that signifies my character in the center of the radar. You have to crouch to use your whole 5 seconds. think it's like 5.5 seconds of invis. Radar manipulation. So you gotta crouch it out in PvP and you're gonna be off the radar for those 5.5 seconds. Then you're back on. If you have extended invis, you still are only off the radar for 5.5 seconds. So just keep that in mind. Just because you have long invis does not mean you get to run across the map and the enemy team isn't going to know where you are. They know where you are. It's just nice for managing, trying to get that damage bonus when you need it, or carrying that damage bonus across the map. Remember, if your teammates make you invis, then you can save your abilities. So like if I have a Kepri Sting teammate, they Kepri Sting, they have wall hacks, they call out where the enemies are, I have my damage bonus already. So that means I get to do my same opener, except it just hits a little bit harder. So I slide out, shoot the Fighting Lion, dodge, shoot again, clean up, shatter dive down, get that Fighting Lion reloaded from that kill automatically. Shoot Fighting Lion, sprint cancel the spike nade into whatever I need. And that's how I play this class. I hope you found this video helpful. I will show you all of the text on screen and in the description and in the comment section for exactly what my stat mod recipe is. It's on screen right now, as well as I think I put it on Twitter. Yeah, I did. So this is what you see in the video. This is the recipe, and then this is the link to dim that will be in the video as well as in the comment section. Hope this made sense as to the decisions I made for this build. I played a lot of trials, and I can tell you fusion rifle is okay on this map, but grenade launcher is so much better for at least my playstyle. If I was switching a controller, I probably would use the fusion rifle more often. I did use Devil's Ruin with Revoker, and Terraba with Revoker was also pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Take care, everybody. See you in the next one.